Here comes the shame, the insults. And most of the time, it's coming from within, and especially from our own women. Let's call it what it is. The Democratic Party has ignored black men for decades. Sure, they come around when they need the votes, but what have they really done to address the issues? It's the same song and dance every election cycle. They show up, shake hands, make promises. They have no intention of keeping, and then they disappear to the next election cycle. They've been riding the wave of black loyalty, knowing that we'll vote for them because the alternative for a lot of black people seems worse. But that's the trap, isn't it? They count on the fear of the Republican Party keeping us in line. Because, to be honest, I get it. Republican plus conservative plus states' rights equals the return to slavery. Black men in particular have been left out of the conversation, and they'll throw money at the issues that affect black women, talking about the Democratic Party here, and they'll promise, and they're proudly taught how much they're doing for the backbone of their party, but where are the policies that speak to the entirety of the black community? Where's the real investment in education that keeps young black boys at reading level? Where's the investment into rebuilding black family structures, which brings about the best outcomes for black people? And if that wasn't bad enough, black men who dare to have needs, who dare to ask for something more from their vote, get hit with a double whammy. Not only are we ignored by the Democrats, but we're also guilted and shamed by black women for stepping outside of the lines. Far too long, black women have been positioned as the saviors of the Democratic Party, carrying the weight and water of the elections on their shoulders, while black men are painted as the ones who aren't doing enough, despite the fact that black men tend to vote Democrat at an 88% clip. For real. The hell you talking about? What do you mean you black men ain't doing enough? We historically vote at a Democrat at an almost 90% clip, but we're not doing enough. There's no way in hell that for a lot of people and a lot of Democrats and a lot of people like Obama who's chastising black men, there's no way that this current Democratic candidate has major flaws. That can't be the problem. That can't be the problem. Black men just don't want to vote for a black woman. Really? And we want to sit there and focus on maybe the 1 or 2% of black men that actually feel that way, as if they're the norm. When black men vote at an 88%, nearly 90% clip for the Democratic candidate, no matter who the Democratic candidate is. Black men are constantly shamed for not living up to some arbitrary moving standard that we're supposed to be both provider and martyr, showing up for everyone else but ourselves. And when we start questioning the narrative, when we start saying, hold up, when we start saying, hold up, what about us? We get called selfish. We get called weak. Or worse, we get called traitors to the race. Come on now. Let's go over some of these guilt-tripping things. Black women are doing all the heavy lifting, and black men just don't show up, but 88% clip. If y'all would just support black women more, then we'll be better off. You know who said that? The women in the WNBA. The fucking women in the WNBA. If y'all just support black women, black sports more, we would be successful. They're saying that all the while taking a paycheck from the NBA. They're saying that while earning a living, albeit not the same as the NBA, because they don't want to do what the NBA is doing to make their sport more palatable. If it wasn't for the subsidy of the NBA, the WNBA wouldn't exist anymore. But black men ain't doing enough, and the NBA is littered with black men. We're not going to talk about what Kobe Bryant was doing behind the scenes to try to improve the WNBA before his untimely death. But black men ain't doing enough. Or like Obama said, you niggas are afraid of female leadership. These guilt trips. These guilt trips. Meanwhile, we're out here hustling every day, trying to survive in a system that was built to try to slaughter us. But when we want to talk about the specific issues that affect us, like being over-policed, or the issue once upon a time of over-incarceration, or that black women have abandoned the family with more, have abandoned the family with with more productive black men, instead of we're told to wait our turn, shut up and dribble, that our issue isn't a priority, or better yet, my favorite, y'all black men ain't shit. If I had a nickel for every time I heard some black woman talk about you black men ain't shit, all the while being supported by a damn black man. It's no wonder why so many black men are looking at the Democratic Party and we're like, why in the hell am I still here? Enter Donald Trump. Here's the part that makes everyone uncomfortable. Donald Trump, for all his flaws, for whatever the fuck reason, forget the motivation, he at least made some attempt to pay attention to what black men need or want. Now, he didn't necessarily deliver, and let that be clear, he's no savior, but he spoke to a lot of black men. He understood, or gave the impression he understood, that a large population of black men, like Officer Tatum, like Chaotic Truth, like Anton Daniels from AntonDaniels.com, he understood that a lot of these brothers like him, like Angry Man, they're out here looking for a daddy. He saw that there was a contingent of black men that were pissed off and fed up, and Trump playing the role of master manipulator, he leaned into that frustration. Whether it was his pushing of the First Step Act that talked about prison reform, or just a simple acknowledging that we existed at all. He gave those disenfranchised black men what the Democratic wouldn't. And I know this is going to sound bad. He gave them some attention. Gave their issue some attention. Does that mean black men agree with Trump's racist rhetoric? I don't think so. Does that mean black men think Republicans suddenly have our best interest at heart? I don't believe that either. But it does mean that at a time when we're being ignored and guilted into silence by Democrats in the sisterhood who police our voting habits, Trump gave some black men an option to feel relevant. That's what this shift is really about, feeling relevant. And black men will be shamed about wanting to be relevant. And no other group will be shamed, trashed, or trashed for wanting to be relevant. Black men are not supposed to want anything. We're not supposed to. We're not supposed to. We're just supposed to shut up, vote Democrat, give all our money to the other men's children, to another man's children, then lay our black ass down and die.